Welcome to the channel, Annie Collins here. Today we're going to create this card featuring products from Rosie Studio's Forget-Me-Not collection. Let's go over the products really quickly. Today I'm going to use the 6x6 pattern paper pad from the Forget-Me-Not collection. I'm going to give you a quick thumb through. Here we go. I'm using this one right here. This collection comes with 6x6 paper as well as 12x12, just so you know. Also, we'll be using the ephemera pack. This is the sentiment pack. I'll be using this large sentiment panel right here. We're using the ephemera pack. This will be using this floral here, a little butterfly and dragonfly. These are foiled, and there is foil throughout this collection, just so you know, in paper and in ephemera. All right, so we'll be using the A2 card bases with envelopes, also from Rosie Studio. I'm going to move these. This is how your ephemera comes in these little plastic packaging. I didn't want anything spilling, so I just pushed it to the side. From my stash, I'll be bringing in 3 little sequins and some navy cardstock. Here's our sentiment panel. It reads, our laughs are limitless, our memories are countless, our friendship is endless, and it's foiled. Here's the swag we'll be using, the floral swag, and it also has foiling. And here's our pattern paper. It has like little diamond design on it. It's lighter on the top, darker on the bottom. It has like little navy in there. And here's our card base. And then from my stash, all I brought in was this navy cardstock and the die that I used to cut my pattern paper, which you do not need. You can just trim it by hand. All right. So, on the sequence, of course. So, and um, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to set this aside for a moment and we're going to work on adhering our pattern paper to our card base. I'm going to use liquid adhesive. I'll use some Barely Art glue. You use the glue of your preference. The only other thing I brought in other than the cardstock, the die that I used to cut my panel, and the sequence is the, of course, adhesive, because you need adhesive to put your card together. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere my pattern paper to my card base. There we go, smooth that out. And then we'll move on to the sentiment panel. So I'm going to grab the sentiment panel and the cardstock. There we go. And again, I'm going to use a little more liquid adhesive and place that onto there. Now I trimmed this cardstock just about an eighth of an inch or so larger than the sentiment panel. I just wanted a little bit of that navy all the way around. There we go. And then this panel, the sentiment panel, has like little distressing, like almost like someone sanded the edges or inked the edges. It's really pretty, very subtle. If you're not into that, I guess you can ink the edges or trim it down more. I think it looks really pretty without having to do all the work. Okay, so let's go ahead and put my sentiment down. And I'm placing it centered on the side, from the end to end, like side to side, I should say, but towards the bottom. Why? Because I want to put my floral on top. And well, I guess I didn't put this down as straight as I thought, but it's stuck there. So we're going to go with the flow here. We're just going to move on. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing, the backing from the adhesive here. I use a pop-up adhesive. Oh my goodness. What am I thinking of? Foam adhesive. There we go. And removing all the backing. And I'm going to place this, like I said, towards the top. I'm going to create this lovely focal point up there. All right. I can't think of the words right now. Sorry. All right. So I'm going to place this right here, just nestled just above the first sentiment, first words there, the our laughs. Then I have my butterfly. I've curled the wings on my butterfly, and I'm going to put a little bit of liquid adhesive on the center of the body of the butterfly. I'm just trying to show you the wings have been curled. There we go. Just use my pokey tool to curl them. All right. So now I'm going to get the liquid adhesive. And like I said, I'm only putting it on the center, not on the wings. I wanted the wings to stay nice and curled up. Now I'm handing this over to the person. So I didn't put any foam adhesive behind my wings. If I were to be mailing this, I would put foam adhesive behind the wings, liquid adhesive down the body. That would keep the wings nice and puffy or curled because, they if you just put it in the mail, they'll flatten. All right, so I'm doing the same with my dragonfly, a little liquid adhesive down the body, getting it there. I'll place it in the corner using the tweezers here to press the body down to make sure it has nice adhesion to my paper. And then I'll put 3 little dots of glue. This will be for our sequence. Now that's optional. You do not have to um, use the sequence if that's not your thing. Just leave it out. You have plenty of shimmer and shine with the foil. So I'm going to go ahead and get my styly tool thing here, my embellishment tool, and I'm going to place one on each of those little glue drops that I put. And now our card is done. So I love the little floral on top. Your eye moves across the whole sentiment because of the foiling. Your eye catches on it. Looks lovely. Let's go over again the product I used to create this quick card. I used the Rosie Studio card bases with envelopes, the ephemera sentiment pack. That's where we got our sentiment from. The ephemera die cuts. That's where we got our floral and our little butterfly and dragonfly. And the forget me not pattern paper is where we got that from. Again, I'll have everything linked for you in the description box below for Rosie Studio. Thank you for being here. I hope you found some inspiration and we'll give you another look at our card. And don't forget to like and subscribe.